Hey guys, Temple Storm Hooey here, and today I want to go over attacking second point as D.Va on Hollywood. So, D.Va's very strong here because there's a lot of high ground you can test, and D.Va is a very vertically mobile hero. So you can shift up, and enemies anywhere up here are pretty much in your effective range of your gun, so you do a lot of damage to them. And you can shift up here and fight people up here too. So, it's very important that you shove key targets off the high ground or contest them. You don't have to kill them, you can just zone them. It's good enough. And then, yeah, hold up. Okay, so, I think a lot of the big problems people have are taking ideal paths to contest high ground. So, like, let's say you guys have a very scrappy fight on first point, you win it, and then they have enough time to sit up on the high ground, right? If they're all high ground here and there, this is like the worst position. It's like the worst thing to go up like that, because you're gonna eat damage from here. You could probably just get like shot in the face, or you're coming up through here. But you have to be a lot more, I guess, secretive. Is that the word? Sneaky. Sneaky's the word. You want to be a lot more sneaky. You want to take as least amount of poke damage as possible before you get on their face. So like, this is bad. But what you can do is a little bit something like this. You can LOS people on, what is that? That's Saloon. I call that Saloon. You can LOS people on Saloon and just hug this wall and shift straight up like that. Going out through main like that is pretty bad because you're gonna leave your side exposed and your back exposed to anyone that's up there. So you can do that. You can LOS Saloon completely and come up through here and then shift up. And another thing is, if you want to be a little bit tricky, you can go through here. If they don't spot you, go through here and then shift up like this. So that's pretty much it for contesting this high ground. Once you get up here, if there is a hit scan or not, if you decide to fight here, you can pretty much just shoot people off. A very useful thing to do is D.Va, because your shift has a knockback, you can just knock them off the high ground, and that's good enough. If there's like a Reynad positioning aggressively here, you can come through here, shift up, knock them off, and then zone hit scan. Or if the hit scan's up here, you can knock them off and then go back to zoning. So, yeah. If the fight wasn't as scrappy, and they're trying to get up the elevators, anytime they kind of try to go up this elevator or that elevator, you just want to shove them off with your shift. Same thing over there. Shove them off like that. Yeah. Once your cart gets pushed like around here, if you start losing fights, they'll most likely sit up on this high ground. They probably won't push to here. Depending, it depends. Some people do different things, but if they go up here, you have to come up here. Usually hit scans are up here and you fight them. Now the timings of your engagements, usually you don't want to go contest a DPS before the fight even happens. You want to let your frontline engage, create as much chaos as possible, so then like you will take a lot less damage doing your zoning pretty much. So like if you just, let's say they have a defensive dive with triple DPS in the soldier, right? If you just go in before your team even engages, you go on a soldier, and then the entire team literally just dives on you and kills you instantly. Like, you want to wait for like your team to push it up with you and have multiple things contested at once. Then you have a lot of pressure off of you, and you can fully pressure whatever target you want to zone. And then your primary zoning target should be hit scan, like McCree and Soldier and Anna. Usually, the flux support or hit scans are grouped up together, so if you find one, you'll probably find the other, and at that point, you're zoning both. In the most ideal scenario, you'll zone both of them at once, but it gets a little bit more trickier when they start positioning more complicated, and they split, forcing you to only zone one. So, and if that's the case, it's usually way better to zone the DPS. So, again, you can come up here, your zone. The most ideal thing is you knock them off. it's unlikely you'll kill them, but if you come up here and shift into their face, you can do a lot of damage to them. If you shift melee and do a lot of damage and headshot, they'll probably run away. So you might not even need to knock them off, they'll just run off by themselves. Now for getting up onto this high ground here, ideal way to do it would be come in here. So what you want to do is, like, if possible, you shift between these. So you go through here and then you LOS with this one, or you can just go through the left side the entire time and you can shift up. Another good path is taking, you can go back here, LOS Saloon for a long time, go through here, walk out a little bit, and then shift straight up. If there's like 1 or 2 people up here, you can shift up to here, clear high ground, LOS with this little wall here, and then shift towards them and block them again. Sometimes if the cart's like this pushed up here, they'll set up, soldiers can helix jump onto the jail, and they'll set up there. And in that case, either you can shift onto there from here, from Saloon, or, well, you can't go through it now, but you can go through this spawn here, and just shift up straight into there. Or if your team death balls are not poking you, you can just come up here. But yeah, a lot of your job at this point is really just controlling the high ground. Once you take high ground, you don't want to give them it again. So you shut them off the elevators as much as possible. Anyone that is on the high ground, you fight them and contest them. You don't have to kill them. If you kill them, that's like the best thing you can do. But literally, like, your matrix lasts for like 4 or 5 seconds. Like, keeping them out of the fight for that long is super valuable. So if you're doing triple tank D.Va and they have triple tank, probably with the soldier, usually the soldier will be on the high ground alone, not behind the team. So like, you do the same thing, triple tank versus triple tank. If they have no one for high ground and they're just all blobbed up, you peel for your Rhine and you zone their heals and damage. If their soldier gets so scared that he starts grouping up behind his Rhine, that's even better, because then you're zoning like a lot of things. You're zoning soldier damage, you're zoning Ana heals, you're zoning like literally everything they could put into your team. So like, them death balling is like the worst thing they can do against D.Va. So if it's triple tank versus triple tank and you're all death ball, you just pocket your Rhine and matrix them as much as possible. Your main target, if you're just matrixing your Rhine and matrixing like their front line, you'll most likely eat most of their damage anyways, but the main thing you want to eat are their heals, their grenades and Ana heals if they have an Ana. So yeah. As for D.Va bombs, throwing D.Va bombs into the buildings if they're grouped up is good over there too. But a cool D.Va bomb I like to do once the cart is pushed up to the checkpoint almost, you get on this little ramp here and you it's very unexpected. A lot of people don't even see it coming, and by the time they see it coming, they die. So it's really good to lob it over this building into them.
All systems checked out.
It lands like somewhere over
Show them.
over here, midair, and it covers a lot of area. So there's people here, they're forced to like commit into there, they're forced to run into here, they're forced to back out, they're forced to LOS somewhere over here behind dumpsters, or they're forced to go into jail, or in here. I think I mentioned here, right? And then that just like makes it so your team could rush whoever. And there's some scenarios where they're like committed out in the open here and they have nowhere to go and it's too late for them and they die. So this is like a very good D.Va bomb that you could do. Or if you're just fighting here on point, you can just shift up and throw it up into the air. So it's pretty much your job here on second point. Zone and contest high ground for as much as possible. If it's triple tank versus triple tank, no one's on the high ground, you either escort people on the high ground or you just pocket your Rhine and trying to matrix their damage and heals as much as possible for your Rhine to win the frontline battle. And that's pretty much it. So your priority is, again, hit scan, Ana, and high ground. That's what you pretty much should be zoning for the most part. D.Va's not a fragging hero, she's a zoning hero. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. thank you for watching. Sorry if it was a little bit sloppy in the beginning. I'm just trying to get my thoughts. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to check out the channel for more content. You guys have a good night, good morning, whatever time it is. Good day, I guess. Thank you guys.